Why did the demons ask Jesus for the pigs? In the face of adversity, Jesus remained resolute, refusing to yield to the temptations that sought to divert him from his divine mission. And with each temptation overcome, he emerged victorious, demonstrating his unwavering dedication to the path of righteousness and obedience to God's will. Thus, the confrontation between Jesus and Satan in the wilderness served as a testament to the power of faith, the triumph of righteousness, and the victory of light over darkness. It was a pivotal moment in the ministry of Jesus, affirming his identity as the Son of God and laying the foundation for his transformative mission of salvation for all humanity. According to Matthew 16:16, Matthew 14:33, Matthew 3:17, and Matthew 17:5, the demons' recognition of Jesus as the Son of God demonstrates their acknowledgement of another stronghold of Satan, the spiritual world being invaded and dominated. This recognition, coming from the demons, signifies their awareness that Jesus' arrival heralds the conquering of darkness and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. The initial encounter between Jesus and Satan, as detailed in Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 to 11, showcased Jesus' triumph over temptations. In the ancient region of Gerasenes, situated along the shores of the Sea of Galilee, lived a man named Malcus. He was plagued incessantly by dark forces beyond human understanding. Jesus further demonstrated his dominion over two significant domains of Satan: spiritual authority over demons in Matthew chapter 8, verses 28 to 34, and power over illness by healing a paralytic in Matthew chapter 9, verses 1 to 8. Following a miraculous calming of a storm, Jesus and his disciples resumed their journey across the Sea of Galilee. The subsequent event, recounted in Matthew chapter 8, verses 28 to 34, shifts the focus solely to Jesus, omitting any mention of his disciples. When Jesus approached, the demons within Malcus trembled in fear, recognizing the divine power that stood before them. Desperate to escape their impending judgment, they pleaded with Jesus not to torment them, but to send them into a nearby herd of swine grazing on the hillside. In their desperation, the demons saw an opportunity to prolong their existence by inhabiting the swine. They cared not for the consequences of their actions, but sought only to avoid facing divine justice. And so, Jesus, in his wisdom, permitted the demons to enter the herd of pigs. Instantly, the once peaceful swine was seized by a frenzy, driven mad by the presence of the demonic forces within them. With a cacophony of squeals and grunts, the herd rushed headlong down the steep bank and into the sea, where they perished in the waters below. As the waves settled and the chaos subsided, Malcus found himself at last free from the torment that had plagued him for so long. Clad in his right mind, he knelt before Jesus, grateful for the deliverance he had received. The events at Gerasenes marked another decisive victory in Jesus' mission to conquer evil and establish the reign of God's kingdom on earth. Enjoyed this story? Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more inspiring tales and spiritual insights. Now, why pigs? One might wonder. It was not out of any affinity for these creatures that the demons made their request. No, it was a desperate ploy, for they knew that to enter the pigs would grant them a temporary reprieve from the fate they feared most. Their haste to escape, the demons cared not for the consequences of their actions. They cared not for the livelihood of the swineherds or the well-being of the innocent animals. The demons' request for the pigs served as a stark reminder of the lengths to which they would go to avoid facing divine justice. Yet, in the end, it was the mercy and compassion of Jesus that triumphed over darkness, bringing hope and restoration to Malcus and the troubled region of Gerasenes. The news of Malcus's transformation spread like wildfire throughout the land, stirring hearts and minds with awe and wonder. The once possessed man now walked among his people, a living testament to the power of Jesus' love and the boundless mercy of God. Malcus became a beacon of hope in the region, sharing his testimony of deliverance with all who would listen. His story inspired countless others to turn to Jesus, seeking healing and redemption for their own afflictions. And so, the events at Gerasenes became a defining moment in the ministry of Jesus, demonstrating his authority over the forces of darkness and his unwavering commitment to bring salvation to all who would receive it. The outcome of the exorcism is not mentioned in Matthew, but Mark and Luke note that the demon-possessed man from Gerasenes begged to join Jesus. However, Jesus instructs him to go home and tell his family and friends how much God has done for him, as in Luke 8 verses 38 to 39, and Mark 5 verses 18 to 19. Upon seeing the disciples with Jesus, the former demoniac desires to be like them, but Jesus sends him back to his hometown to testify. In a sense, the 12 would be fishers of men, but among his own people, the Gentile now follower of Jesus would be a fisher of men. However, in light of verses 33 and 34, the loss of the herd becomes a means to expose the true values of the people in the area. They prefer swine to people and hogs to the Savior, as in Matthew 8, verse 34. This verse reveals the sinful character of humanity. As Jesus departed from the region, leaving behind a transformed Malcus and a community forever changed by his presence, the echoes of his teachings and miracles continued to reverberate throughout the land, drawing people from far and wide to experience the transformative power of his love, Jesus. And his message is not based on ethnicity or cultural origin, but on the disposition of the heart to respond to him. The narrative in Matthew also highlights that opposition to Jesus transcends racial and cultural barriers. In the Acts of the Apostles, we see that the gospel extends beyond Jewish borders. Reaching various cultures and peoples, the confrontation between Jesus and the demons at Gerasenes was not just about the deliverance of one man, but about the triumph of light over darkness, good over evil, and hope over despair. Following this transformative event, the people of the region were both amazed and fearful of Jesus' power and authority. Malcus, once a tormented soul, now walked among them as a living testament to Jesus' miraculous works. His testimony, coupled with the astounding events that unfolded at Gerasenes, stirred the hearts and minds of many, drawing them closer to the truth of Jesus' message. Therefore, the episode of the Gadarenes and the subsequent lessons highlight a key principle of Christianity. Salvation and God's truth are open to all, and the true obstacle is human reluctance to abandon sin and follow Christ. This truth challenges followers of Christ to examine their own lives, priorities, and loyalties, aligning them with the teachings and example of Jesus. In conclusion, our question of the day is, when did you first feel the presence of God? Comment below and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to watch other videos on the channel. May God bless you